Hey everybody, it's Greg again. It's another edition of Unbreakable podcast. It is Monday, January 6th. I wish it was July. It's snowing outside here in Pennsylvania right now. July would feel so nice. But then again, you know what? I bitch in July too. I bitch because they say, oh, it's too hot and muggy. I can't take this. I'm getting older. I can't take all this sticky humidity. Now, look at it, son. You know what? We haven't got the stove in a long time. We need it. It cleans the air, does stuff. So it's okay. So it is what it is. You can't send it down. Here it is. Remember, I told you I got this new calendar. It's got a fact every day. And I'm going to give you today's fact, which is um, airlines sell all of their unclaimed baggage to a store in Scottsboro, Alabama, that resells everything. Isn't that good to know, huh? So there you go. So, that's the thing. If you ever lose any luggage when you're flying, don't worry about it. Make a trip down to Scottsdale, Alabama, and rebuy it there. And if you don't care about it, just leave it go. Let it go to somebody else, right? That's all you have to do. Equals. We're going to talk about that in a minute. There he is, our friend. Bye, the tongue man. Look at it. We miss you and love you, Bye. Look at the eyes. Crazy eyes. Crazy. But anyway. So, Eagles yesterday beat up on hapless students. I mean, was there any doubt? I mean, how pathetic are the Giants? I mean, here you got a team that is playing their starters, the Giants, against a team that has nothing to play for, no motivation, playing their second and third stringers. And what happens? The Eagles still kicked their ass. And what I hear this morning is the Giants intend on bringing back their coach and their general manager, which is good. That's great. I hope they do bring them back. I mean, Giants. Why am I worried about the Giants? For God's sakes, But the Giants go 3-14 on the year, and they bring back those people. It's good. That's good. That's why a lot of these hapless franchises keep losing all the time. In any sport, baseball, hockey, basketball, football. Why? Because they keep with the same thing over and over and over. The same mistakes, the same people who make the mistakes. They don't clean house, they don't start over, they don't learn from their mistakes. They just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. That's what happens. That's a successful franchise in any sport. If they make a mistake, will acknowledge the mistake and try to rectify it as soon as possible and then move on. That's it. Move on. But a loser franchise like the Giants, they just keep making the same mistake over and over again. Or like the Dallas Cowboys, right? I'm hoping they bring back Mike McCarthy because that's a mistake. And it just goes on and on and on. So the Eagles win their last game, go 14-3, franchise record, tie record, 14 wins in the season. Okay. Now we know that they're going to play the Green Bay Packers on Sunday at 4:30, first round of the playoffs. Now, earlier in the year, by the way, the Eagles played the Packers the first game of the year. Remember that? It seems so long ago in Brazil, and they beat the Packers down there. But I kind of feared the Packers a little bit earlier in the year because the Packers were good. They were scoring. Now I don't fear them so much. First of all, they're pretty banged up. Watson, their wide receivers, hurt. Jordan Love, the quarterback, hurt his elbow yesterday. We'll see how he's going to be next week. And they have a good running back in Jacobs. Decent defense. Not great, but okay. And an okay head coach too. So you gotta respect the Packers, but I don't fear the Packers. I don't see the Eagles losing in the first round to this team. Uh, I see three teams from the NFC that can make the Super Bowl: Lions, Vikings, Eagles. So I don't see the Eagles going to the first round. No way. Uh, Jalen Hurts still in concussion protocol, but you have all week, right? You can come out of that protocol, start practicing, get it. It's just like old times. Dallas Goedert played yesterday. I played pretty well. So he kind of shook off some of the rust there. And it looks like he's going to be back. Saquon Barkley. I had mixed feelings watching Saquon sit on the bench yesterday because I thought, well, you know what? He would have got that 101 yards to break that record probably in the first quarter against the Hackers Giants. But, I can see the other side too, where you don't want to take a chance. I mean, look at it. Yesterday, so many other teams were playing their starters, and some of their starters got hurt. Look at the Packers, for instance. So it's okay to hold them out. It was sort of ironic because the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, on the last play of the game, got Mike Evans, the wide receiver, a record that he's been coveting. He has received, what do we call it, 1,000 yards in 11 consecutive years, which ties the record of the great Jerry Rice. And in order to get that record, he was 5 yards short. The last play of the game, the Buccaneers had the game. All they had to do was kneel down on the ball. That's it. Game over. But they wanted him to get the record. They passed him the ball. He got 7 yards instead of 5. And Mike Evans gets his little baby record. So, different philosophies, right? I can see, I mean, Mike Evans, uh, last play of the game. Okay. Yeah, hopefully the New Orleans Saints, as pathetic as they are, don't hold a grudge. Because, come on. So, we'll talk more about the Eagles Packers later in the week, of course, as we get closer to that game. The line that came out last night was very interesting. It seems kind of low. Eagles favored by 3.5. Now, I just saw this morning it went up to 4.5. So I guess if you like the Eagles, you should have grabbed that one later on. But I don't know. It seems kind of cheap, The Eagles at home, Packers on the road, Packers will beat them. I really thought it was going to be closer to a touchdown, And it may get that way by the end of the week, but I don't know. It's like they're begging you to take the Packers or something. But there must be money coming in with the Eagles because, like I said, the line went up almost as soon as the line came out, it started going, which means there's money coming in on the Eagles. So we'll see what happens. The rest of the schedule, very interesting. Did you watch that Lions Vikings game last night? It turned out not to be such a great game after all. The Lions dominated. I tell you what, Lions get the number 1 seed, and they have a bye next week. And they're going to be tough to beat in Detroit. They're used to playing on that turf. They love playing indoors. You're not going to get them outdoors there. You're not going to get them outdoors. So all that talk about the Eagles maybe getting the Lions outside and where it's cold and it's snowing, it's not going to happen. If you're good enough, you can win anywhere, right? Lions are banged up. Give them credit. They're banged up, especially on defense, and yet they still dominated the Vikings. You know what? It comes down to quarterback. If you don't have a really good quarterback who's going to play well in a big game, like yesterday was, forget it. You don't stand a chance. Sam Darnold, as great as he's been all year, reverted back to this Darnold of old yesterday, So now the Vikings not only drop down to the 5 seed, they have to go on the road next Monday night, and play in Los Angeles against the Rams. Not an easy game. So here's the lineup. You probably saw it. First game, 2 games on Saturday. First game is interesting. Chargers at the Texans. I always like a hot team going into the playoffs. That's why I don't like the Steelers. The Steelers have lost 4 games in a row going into the playoffs. It's like any sport, baseball, whatever. A hot team going into the playoffs, that's who you want to back, because it's not like an off and on switch where teams are going to get into the playoffs and all of a sudden you're going to turn the switch on and you're going to start playing well again. No, it doesn't work that way. So you got the Chargers at the Texans, and the Texans got the number 4 seed because they won their stinky division. Everybody in that division stinks. Somebody had to win it, so why not Houston, right? But they're not good. They're not. So I'll give you my picks later in the week, but initially I kind of like the Chargers there. And then Saturday night, you've got Pittsburgh going back to play the rubber match in Baltimore. Bitter rivals. Pittsburgh is a 9.5-point underdog. And if you watched them, they played yesterday, you can see why. Or Saturday they played. They're not playing good ball either. They've lost 4 games in a row. Russell Wilson is just a shell of himself after that. I don't blame Baltimore for being 9 points favorite. Baltimore, to me, Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, they're playing at home. You gotta like Baltimore, right? But Mike Tomlin has a history of when he's an underdog, look out. And the Steelers know the Ravens very well, division rivals. So I'll give you my opinion on this game later in the week too. But I would not go crazy to think the Steelers aren't going to hang in there. I think they are going to hang in there and give Baltimore a game. And then you got Sunday. And that's where our Eagles come into play. But first, 1 o'clock in Buffalo, Denver and Buffalo. Now, Buffalo's sitting on the side, They're, okay, come to us. They're in Buffalo. Who knows what the weather's going to be like? If it is snowy up in Buffalo or cold, the one good thing from Denver is they're used to that kind of weather. Denver's got a young team, young and hungry. Good defense. Buffalo, you would think they would have the advantage because they've got probably the MVP of the league, Josh Allen. Buffalo certainly is hungry. It's going to be a good game, I think, but you got to give the Bills the edge there, right? Especially playing at home. Then you got the 4:30 game, Eagles playing against the Packers. Good time. You don't want a night game where it's bitterly cold outside. Monday night, Saturday night. I think it's a good time. Good time for the home fans to get down there for the 30. Tailgate all day. Get tagged up, go into the lake and root on your Eagles there. And playing the Packers is going to be, it's not going to be easy, but it's going to be, I think it's a good draw. Let's just put it there. I think it's a good draw. And then you have the Sunday night game. Washington Commanders down in Florida playing the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think that's going to be a pretty even game. I'm a little surprised that they put that game on Sunday night. I would have thought they'd put the Eagles-Packers game on there, but that's okay. Washington and the Bucks should be a good game. Bucks, yeah, they got in, they won their division, but they're not great. Washington, they're okay. Jalen Daniels is exciting to watch, you know. But the two teams that are sort of, you know. And then you got Monday night. Next Monday night, Minnesota, because they lost last night, they have to go to LA to play the Rams. Not easy because you know what? Even though Minnesota, even though they lost yesterday, I mean, come on, you're playing Detroit and Detroit. Minnesota still has a really good team. They won 14 games this season after all. They should beat the Rams, but I tell you what, the Rams are at home. The Rams are experienced. They got Stafford, they got Cook, Puka. They've got a solid team. Wouldn't surprise me at all if the Rams knocked off the Vikings. I'm just saying. The Rams are at home and they're underdogs. When I saw the line this morning, I think it's 3. Rams are underdogs by 3 points. That's going to be, I think, a really interesting game. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams give the Vikings all they can handle. It's going to be interesting. I saw what would happen if the Eagles win, and if this happens, this happens, this happens. Out of the 4 scenarios that I saw, 2 of the scenarios are the Eagles would play Tampa Bay, the Bucks, and of course the Bucks would have to come up north here. We hope it's really cold the week after next. There's another scenario that the Eagles would actually play the Vikings. Interesting. The Vikes, 2 14-win teams playing again. And I think there is one scenario that I was reading about that the Rams would come here, which would be good because the Rams would have to travel cross country, play outdoors in Philly. You get them outdoors like any indoor team. Advantage Eagles. So, one step at a time. Let's take care of business against the Packers. Sunday first. That. But we'll talk more football as the week goes on. Did anybody watch the Golden Globes last night? I did because I had Minnesota, Detroit. But the one thing I was happy to see in these Golden Globes, and this starts what they call the award season. The Oscars will be coming up, the Grammys, the Emmy, all kinds. Demi Moore, Demi Moore, she won her first award ever. Now, it seems like Demi Moore has been around forever. She's only 62 years old. She still looks great, and she's only 62. I mean, that's still young. It seems like she's been around forever because really, when she came on the scene in the 80s, she was still kind of a teenager kid, And I remember her from, of course, Ghost. Great movie, Ghost. Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg, 1990. But before that, she was a member of the Brat Pack. Remember the Brat Pack with Molly Ringwald, Emilio Estevez, Charlie Sheen, all those guys, right? And she made a few movies, sort of teen movies, back in the 80s. But then she started getting her, Ghost, and then she was in Indecent Proposal with Robert Redford and Woody Harrelson. Do you remember that? Where Robert Redford is this millionaire who offers this couple that needs a lot of money, $1 million for Robert Redford to sleep with Demi Moore. Well, if I was Demi Moore, I would say, why do I need $1 million? Just give me like $20. But that was a good movie. And then you had Disclosure. Remember Disclosure? That was a movie Demi Moore did with Michael Douglas. And it was a switch because back in the 90s, that's when it started coming out, like sexual harassment on the job. And Michael Douglas was doing all these, the Basic Instinct, where he was being stalked and stuff. But this was a switch because disclosure was Demi Moore was the boss, the supervisor. Michael Douglas was the employee, and she was harassing him. I tell you what, nobody wants that, right? But if it has to happen, Demi Moore, hey, come on. Demi Moore has been on a lot of lists for most beautiful women in the world, like People magazine and all these, and she still is. She was a great, cute. I would say cute and cuddly. Demi Moore could be this really sexy lady, or she could be this cute, cuddly thing. Like Patrick Swayze. Remember when they were doing that pottery thing on the wheel in Ghost? And Unchained Melody was playing in the background on Just Brothers. Cranky. Oh, that was hot. That was out there. But anyway, it was good to see her get a golden globe stuff. For something called The Substance. Uh, I don't know. Joey says, uh, it was good to see because she said right up there when she was getting the look, she said, I am, and I find this one to be, I have never won an award in my life. This is the first time for acting that I won an award. Hard to believe because she's been around she's done some good work. Yeah, she's done some trashy work. I don't know. I was reading a little bit about her history. Very interesting childhood uh, kind of tragic and sad. Uh, that she posed a lot, nude and stuff. And she just kind of went off on her own, lived in Idaho for a couple of years, raising kids, moved she grew up, Debbie Moore grew up in Roswell, New Mexico. Yeah, that's where they had the flying saucers and the aliens and stuff. Roswell, New Mexico. Um, she's really had a very interesting checkered past, was a receptionist at a movie studio, did a lot of modeling in her time. Very interesting. But I was just glad that she got it seems like she has become well known again, and the people really want her in the movies. So that's good. That's good to see. Otherwise, I really didn't watch too much to go. I saw the list of winners. I was really surprised. Like Wicked was one, I think one was kind of shut out for a lot of these awards. A lot of the movies that won. Emily Perez or whatever the hell. Never heard of it. They were solid. Uh, I don't know. What are the Oscars going to be? We saw a bunch of shit. Conclave was a great movie. I didn't like the ending, but that was shut out. Wicked, we saw the game. You know, so a lot of good movies there. But, it's going to be interesting. Actually, Wednesday morning, around 8:30ish our time, 5:30 on the West Coast. That's when the Oscar nominations come in. So it's going to be very interesting to see what films are picked. Well, they picked 10 movies stuff. Back in the day, when I was a toddler, I think it was 5, right? 3 or 5 movies. Now it's 10. Now, and some of them, for a win. Now you give a shit on everything. But interesting. We'll see what happens. What else is going on? Now we're watching the game. So it's interesting watching the game. And this guy on the Lions, he's a really good player. John Gibbs. This is his second year. The Lions drafted him out of Alabama. Very fast running back. He scored 4 touchdowns. And he had 1 touchdown. And he's in the end zone and he's smiling. And Tom says, boy, does he have his team. And I looked at him. I said, oh, you know what? He does have his team. For football player, he's got a great team. All straight. Dog, he had the ball. I made the point. I said, well, isn't it interesting? Hockey players have no teeth. Look at Bobby Clark, with that famous smile, no teeth. Because hockey players get hit all the time. You hit the head, it's all right. Football players depends on the position. Now, if you're playing in the line, defensive line, offensive line, those guys probably would have a team, definitely not. But if you're playing like wide receiver or kicker, when does the kicker ever get hit with a punch? Does the punter ever get hit? I would expect it goes to kickers have people. I'm just saying. But these are the kind of things that we're talking about. First. Well, that guy wasn't a smile. This guy smile. Anyway, so that's about it. Well, you know what? That stone, that freaking stuff. What do you want to do? I told you this thing soon. And we're still all happy to you. By the way, can we stop saying happy to you again? We're starting to do like stay with the Christmas lights. Like some of them, most of them do. We're leaving up to snowman because it is really good snow. So you're taking them down. But when do you stop saying happy to you? I think now's the time. January 6th. Which I don't know what time of the day. But January 6th, I think it's about time we stop happy to you. Well, I'm just saying. I mean, but I told you this last week. Me personally, if it was up to me, once the holidays are over, I'm going straight to April. I'm tearing off the calendar. In fact, I'm not doing anything. Everybody out there, you could think it's still January. Me, I don't think it's April because the calendar is just Steve. But I wish I could. Valentine's Day isn't nice. I would call it a holiday. It's like an event. Valentine's Day, okay, President's Day, Martin Luther King's birthday, it's the Super Bowl, Groundhog Day, Lincoln's birthday, Washington's birthday. Yeah, there's a lot going on. St. Patty's Day. But I'm just saying, I want to go for holidays right to the National Baseball. I want to go to Easter Sunday. I want to go right to the dogwood trees building, flowers coming up in the garden. I want it to be like 75. So I can't take this shit. Anyway, so it is what it is. Looking at this with my friends, Friday, you gotta go through some crap before we get to the good stuff, right? This stuff that we're going through now should make us appreciate those spring days that will be coming and rising, right? So sometimes you just gotta go through the bad stuff to get to the good stuff. So what's one more thing? I can't remember. It was like 187 years old now. But you know what they say, if you can't remember stuff, it's probably a lie. So I don't want to lie this. So I'm just gonna say, well, anyway, have a good big piece of love, everybody out there. I'll be back here probably tomorrow. What the heck? What the hell? And I thank you for listening and thank you for watching me. I think I'm up to 67 subscribers. Thank you. I'm inching my way to the best. That's the goal. When I started doing these podcasts way back when, I said I want to reach 1,000 subscribers. I've got 67. That's not bad. I, I don't get paid for this, but the thing is, whatever one of these episodes drop, you'll know the deal. So you don't miss one. God forbid you miss this, right? All right, thanks a lot. Peace. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Don't forget, during the week, we're definitely going to talk more and more NFL playoffs, specifically Eagles, because really, what else is there to talk about? Sixers, yeah. Flyers, yeah. Phillies, yeah. They haven't started yet. So, we gotta talk to you. So, I'll see you later. A movie classic of the week coming up too. I've got a movie that we will talk about. The movie classic of the week always get the best views, the best listeners. So, got a couple. Thank you. You're gonna like this. So, maybe to take care, everybody. See you.